So this is from DJ M House. He or she asks, pink noise technique to get a rough balance. How to do it properly. So I'd heard of the pink noise technique before. It's pretty much a little kind of trick, I guess you would call it, to really quickly get a basic level balance of a mix when you've got like a ton of tracks to deal with. Generally how it works is you set up pink noise playing through your monitors. So set it at your average reference level, and because I'm sure you all are leaving proper amounts of headroom and respecting gain staging, that'll correspond to about -20, -18, maybe even up to -14 on your master bus meter. Then have all the faders of all your individual tracks at 0. And you go to the first one, you bring it up till you just start to hear whatever's on that track above the pink noise. And then park that fader, mute it, bring up the next fader till you just start to hear what's on that track above the pink noise, park fader, mute, etc., etc. Do it across all your faders where you're doing each one in isolation. So you're just bringing it up until you just start to hear it above the level of the pink noise. When you've done all your tracks, you should be able to unmute and you'll have a decent level balance. You know, it won't be a finished mix. Like, I hope you're not expecting to just dust off your hands and, you know, go drink or something because it took you 3 minutes to mix a song. But it'll be a decent level mix and you'll have a decent output on your master fader. That's why it's so essential to set the pink noise at your proper referencing level. So I gave this a try, and I tried pink noise and white noise because I'm a curious person. I wanted to see how much white noise differed. So for those of you who don't know, white noise is like all frequencies at equal energy. And that takes a sort of linear approach to frequencies, and our ears have more of a logarithmic approach. So every octave is a doubling of frequencies. Our ears hear octaves as being equal, whereas white noise treats them as an actual doubling of energy. So white noise sounds abnormally bright. Pink noise compensates for that by rolling off at 3 dB per octave, and it sort of corresponds more closely to what our ears are supposed to hear. What I found is that actually both, either noise gave me usable results, as is to be expected. The white noise, the mix sounded a little bit thinner, the bass was a little lower than I would have liked. Whereas with the pink noise, the bass was a little bit higher than I would have liked. It was a little tubby. The basic balance was there and it was a decent starting point. Now, there's a lot of things this won't do. It won't do panning, so you gotta, you know, get there and pan out all your individual instruments where you want them. If you're layering several samples into one sound, or several tracks of an instrument into one sound, it won't necessarily give you the internal balances. So in some cases it'll work, like if you have a really attacky sound and a kind of more sustainy sound making up your kick drum, that'll probably end up being in pretty good proportion because the attack sound you'll start to hear cut through the noise before you hear the sustained sound, and you'll probably get a decent balance there. If you have 2 mics on a guitar amp, and you want to balance those off each other, you'll end up bringing up both faders pretty equally using this pink noise technique. And then you'll have to go back and rebalance them the way you want them. Same thing with backing vocals and lead vocals, because you're dealing with each thing in isolation. You'll probably bring up your backing vocals way too high, and you'll have to go and, you know, back those off a bit. So this won't give you a finished mix, but you know, it took literally, I think, 2 minutes for me to deal with 50 tracks. So it can at least get you out of the gate really quick with minimal fuss and effort. I would say, given that it's, you know, very little effort to try it, give it a try. One thing I would recommend, I use the M noise generator. It's free, so that's good. What's super important about it is it lets you mix the dry signal in. Because without that, if all you've got is a noise generator and you can't mix your dry signal through it, then you're gonna have to set up some big complex bus routing scheme. This way I can just plop the plug-in on the master bus, balance the noise signal to the reference level I wanted, set my dry level all the way up, and then just mix into it. Ultimately, I just find I have a much easier time sitting down and doing things by ear though. I don't find this saved me a whole bunch of time or gave me some sort of magical result that I couldn't have gotten almost as quickly just from bringing up, doing a rough mix the way I normally do, which is bring up the basic elements like kick, snare, bass, some sort of harmony instrument, lead vocals or lead, whatever the lead instrument is, and then bringing in the filler stuff around that. So horses for courses, different strokes for different folks. Give it a try. Let me know how it goes. Hey everyone, I'm Al Eastler, Senior Audio Engineer here at LANDR. If you like this video or any of the other videos on this channel, consider liking and subscribing. If you need help with your mix, leave a question or comment below, and either myself or one of our other audio engineers will answer it. Thanks for watching.